Hello everybody, and welcome to December 17th, 2018. This is how this game used to start. You just had this little area, you could walk around a little bit, and then you begin. So what this is it's beta version 0.4.3. This was originally, I think it was a few days old at this point. I'm not sure how many days, maybe a couple weeks. I don't really remember. But I then decided to start a brand new character again to see what the game looked like from the beginning once again. I did this many times in the beta just to see all the changes, because as the beta kept on growing and changing and new things were added, veteran players couldn't really see everything. And so it was always fun to just start a fresh character and see what it was like to play as new once again. So here we are waking up on the beach in Isle. I much preferred this beginning, waking up here rather than waking up in home space and then going to Isle. I don't know that this is different from the previous one I uploaded, but the reason I don't care is, and I'm doing it again regardless, is this version brought us our very first seasonal event. In December, that game company announced that they would start to do this sort of pass thing that a lot of other games were doing. And other games called it like the Battle Pass or something like that. And Genova Chen decided that because Sky was an adventure game, that they were going to call it the Adventure Pass. So they did a little live stream and introduced us all to this concept, and I don't know, I don't think anybody disliked it. I think everybody loved it. So this is a little reminiscent of Journey. I did not like this, with the shooting star falling to the ground. It's like, guys, this isn't Journey. Some people loved it. I didn't, because I wanted this to be Sky, not Journey 2. Anyway. It didn't stay. One way or another, it did not stay. I think this is the same as the version I had before, because we have some of these little things that still never came to anything. Though they look like early versions of what became the meditation shrines, like this shrine thingy here. That didn't really come to anything, but I'm going to take a picture. Little candle shrine, candles around it that don't do anything. I'm not sure what the intention of that was. It was supposed to give you a wing power indication or something like that. I'm not really sure, because you can see that the symbol on there is the wing, the flight icon, but it never did anything. It just sat there. It was one of those things we were told was non-functioning yet, and then just never came to anything. Anyway, well, mosey on up here. So we have a new season. The trick is, I'm starting as a brand new player. We also have a lot of added emotes and cosmetics. A lot of added emotes, a few added emotes, and added cosmetics. One of the biggest exciting things in this version was that the pigtail braids were reintroduced. So here we have this little quest thing. We still have little quests, creature quests. I think there were still creature quests. Still have them. We have a little tiny one right here to begin to give you an introduction to the little quests that you're going to find. Thankfully, they're not carry quests. They're just chase the light quests or pick it out of the ground quests. But this is your little introduction to the quest. So this is your tutorial thing, just like currently. It tells you just completed a quest, you get a candle for it. That's a creature quest still, because there's a creature. A little turtle. I think it's a turtle. Sea turtle. So the pigtail braids were before my time in beta, very, very first beta, very beginning of the beta. Pigtail braids were your default hairstyle, and everybody had them. And then by the time I joined the beta just a few weeks later, the pigtail braids were gone, and your default hair was a little wedge cut, I think. I can't really remember. There's all the candles. There's candles worth of wax I just received. But a lot of the art that you saw for for Sky had the pigtail braids on a character in the thing, and so we joked about the pigtail braids forever, about where they were. We want the pigtail braids, da 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 da, and for months, and then finally they came back. So of course everyone was wearing. Well, a lot of people were wearing. I was wearing the pigtail braids, but that was a new emote added to Forest, along with a few others. So this is going to take you basically to walk through of the whole thing. Once again, just like my walkthroughs, I think I've done 2 others from the beta. One at the very beginning and then one midway through when we had the new Prairie area added. So this game pretty closely resembles much of it pretty closely resembles what we have now. There's a few things that have not been added yet, but we'll come to those. I don't know if the Sunny Forest was added yet here, and I don't remember what Valley looks like, but we're going to find out. I'm pretty sure Valley does have everything. I can't remember what the last one I did was, but I think we already had all the additions to Valley and Forest in the prior 0.3.1678, whatever the one I just did was just recently. But this is all very familiar. We are still on emotes as what you collect to gain your wings, I think. Okay, I'm going to have to learn this as I go because I don't remember now. There's so many things have changed, and I've gone a little out of order on doing these videos, or at least commentating these videos. I haven't watched any of these again, other than just to make sure, just to find them. So some of this might be surprising as we go. The bird chirping at us. Take a lot of pictures. I originally did do these as, I think, I might not have commentated on these ones originally. I don't recall now. I don't think I did because this was winter season and I never actually did anything with it. I don't think. So this is going to be kind of like, this is what our world was in December of 2018, along with the first season. Now, with the season and being a newbie, just like now, you're not going to see the seasonal spirit immediately on entering Aviary. You will have to go to Forest first, so we won't see the seasonal spirit. However, I will have some help getting a seasonal emote before I've even seen the seasonal spirit, the seasonal Aviary spirit. And unlike current seasons, we did not have a spirit in Isle. Our spirit was an Aviary, and of course he just automatically gave us an emote. It was kind of weird. And there was no I'm trying to think, there was no. Okay, so here's our Isle Elder, and he's going to give me my wings, which I really loved this, is that we were given our wings by the Elder, or we were given our wings somehow in this area, like this. It just worked better for me. Instead of from a star thing. And the birds. Of course, we've lost our boats. We lost our boats a long time ago. The door opens, here come the birds. And I'm going to break this up a little bit. So we're going to go into Aviary, where we now have a little tutorial with a NPC, a non-player character, who is going to tell us how the game works. So now we have one wedge of flight. So let's watch this and see how my flight increases, because I really don't remember. So now I'm just taking a look at the emote menu. You can see what emotes I have up there and what shows as available, and nothing shows available, so no emotes here, I guess. Oh no, there aren't, because they're in Aviary. So there were no emotes at this time in Isle. Flight seems very funky. I don't remember. So I have a call, and then my little help thing. And the bird is still chirping at me. There's our menu up there, the home icon, and then our others. And I was kind of displaying all of the things. The chat icon was in the top left now. So it's kind of what I'm doing here, just showing all of the menus and everything. Because I think I intended to make this another how-to, but then I don't think I ever did. I'd have to go check and see if I did. Maybe I did. 0.4.3, I did. I did have a tutorial, a walkthrough with this originally. So I will link to that in the description if you want to see my original commentary when this was all brand new. I don't know how much of the winter season part of it I did, because I tended to, at least later, just tended to not include seasonal stuff in walkthroughs because they're limited time. So here's our old Prairie is no longer back there. I think I showed in a previous video that you could still see old Prairie back there. No longer, it's gone now. Sadly, they finally did away with it. But we did get it back in as the social space in the current version of the game. Something similar enough that it's a like yay. Here's our flight to Aviary, and I think we still have the tutorial for how to fly with our one wedge of Cape Power. The birds, of course, pretty much take you where you need to go anyway. You don't really need the wings or the game takes you where you need to go. Makes you land here. Crossroads to the clouds, our beloved Aviary. They need to bring this back as our home space. That's what they really need to do. And this was would be an awesome home space if they want a public home space. And there is our non-player character, who actually looks a lot like my old friend, Troggy. So we'll jump on down. There's Aviary. There's the storm door ahead there. And she is going to say hello. She's going to teach me how to accept a candle. She's going to teach me how to give a candle. You actually do make friends with this person too, or at least you did. They would end up in your friend menu, or friend candle space, in home space. Nickname, NPC. And looks like it still gave, or was that somebody else giving her? I can't tell. Now she's going to take you over here, and it's funny because that game company was testing out what the spirit was going to do and all this. I'm like, well, if you're going to take them by the hand like that, why don't you just take them by the hand for everything so that we don't have to explain anything, especially getting emotes. And then they introduced this. It was kind of funny. But they obviously took the whole thing out. But it got to the point the hand-holding was so much, I was half sarcastic when I said it, and they did it. It's a neat idea only because I did run into a lot of people. Okay, so here we go. One emote, we get more flight, looks like. So we get, emotes are connected with flight. Now she's going to take us over to the bird statue, because we still have bird statues at this point. You can see me get purple wax there. That's because the seasonal candles were right there, but I couldn't see them yet. So I got the wax, even though I don't have the candles and the guy there. So here's our old, and the sky is darkened because people have candles out or something, and the sky darkened whenever you had a white candle out. So, which led to a really cool view in the stadium out of bounds. but a lot of people would not know how they collected an emote. They would not remember ever collecting the emote. So it was kind of confusing. I had a lot of people question me about, I got an emote without even knowing how and stuff like that. So it was weird. So now we have our indicator that we have the sorry no emote, which I think was new. No, not new. That one had been there a little while. So here's me meeting another brown cape, new player. So that bird statue doesn't really do much anymore, I don't think. This other player is now following me because you could do that whenever you had your candle out. You can see my purple candle on the right. I'm basically just taking pictures, really, is all I'm doing. Okay. So now we're going to head over to our NPC with her exclamation point above her head, and this other player is following me. There's a point. She's waving at me like, come on. I think I was wondering if this person was going to follow. You should seek the great ancestor in Prairie. They rest beyond this gate. So I'm going to go on and do that. They have narrowed those gateways. They used to be nice and wide. I am still being followed. Okay, and then here we have the prairie that you are familiar with. It's a little bit different. And now I think, so you have caves off to the left, bird's nest off to the right. There's I'm going to hit the home button, I think, at some point here. Return home. They had to mess with that icon a bit before they settled on the archway look. So here's our home space the first time we visit it. And what we're going to have is and of course all of the level shrines are gone, our level portals are gone. So you come up here, you offer a candle that then stays on there forever. But you also you earn a candle's worth of wax here, and then you offer it to this shrine. And that opens the resume portal. See? Collect the candle. So here's more a light tribute. A little bit more tutorial. Place it on the shrine. And then your return shrine appears. Along with your constellation table up there. But I can't remember if right now I can see anything at the constellation table. I cannot. Just like now in Sky, you cannot see anything at the constellation table when you're brand new. Until you've finished Prairie. So that is it for this video. We will resume with Prairie in the next video. Thanks for watching.